Our series Streamline, Netflix's hit show Beef proposes the terrifying possibility of finding your mortal enemy and how someone we've never met could change our lives for the worst. ABC's Will Gann sat down with actor Young Mazino, who stars in the hit show, to discuss his big break and the promising career ahead of him.
Yo, you done yet?
I would be if you were helping me instead of flirting with the customer base.
Dude, it's called client services.
Do not text on the job. Who is that?
Her name's Kayla. She's bad, right?
This is a bot.
You're a bot.
Congrats on Beef. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. When people ask you what the show is, how do you explain it?
I would explain to them that it's good enough to just enjoy without, you can just turn your mind off and enjoy it as a really well-made show. But if you wanted to look under the hood, you can find a whole hell of a lot of philosophical themes and things that strike deep into the core of humanity. But you can also just enjoy it too.
Some of the uglier parts of humanity, I think, is a fair statement to make about what goes on in this show. What was it like for you when you read the script for the first time?
I was just overcome with excitement. It's not every day you get to work on something that has really good writing. The world building, the storytelling, the intention behind everything. Just from the writing, I could tell that it was something special, and it proved to be right.
I'm about to sell my business for $10 million.
What?
Yeah.
From plants?
From plants.
I would have studied plants. What does that even feel like? 10 mil?
I don't know yet.
Let's talk about your character, Paul. You've said that there are some similarities between Paul, the character, and Young, the human being.
Sure.
What are some of those similarities?
There was definitely a point in my life where I felt like a lost boy. I felt like I was in my own little world, and I felt like Sisyphus in a lot of ways, and that's something I think Paul really relates to. He didn't go to college. I dropped out of college. It's a struggle as a modern Korean American man to find your own identity, especially when you come from immigrant parents, and there's a lot of cultural things that are lost along the way, and then trying to navigate everything Paul went to. Basically, Paul lived a very similar life to mine, and vice versa.
How do you prepare, being that there is a lot of overlap there? What was the preparation like before you became Paul?
I had to kind of disorganize a lot of myself and go kind of devolve back into my former, more troubled self. So when I moved to LA, I was living in like an unfurnished studio apartment. I would just go to PC gaming cafes. I just was living a very unhealthy lifestyle, and I was trying to reclaim that dopamine fixation, and that was it was fun and both a little troublesome to go back into.
Especially if you've personally done a lot of work to step away from those habits. I'm sure incorporating them back into your life was probably a little bit scary, maybe? Like, it's a slippery slope, that dopamine fix.
Yeah, it was meta in a lot of ways, but it almost felt like it was like my opportunity to really face all of that and the dark sides of what Paul represents, and approaching with empathy as an actor, and thus unraveling that within myself and coming to terms with it. And I think a lot of feedback was that Paul, at a glance, could be judged so easily for a lot of reasons, but when you look at, and in general for all the cast, for all the characters, everyone is just a product of their environment and their circumstances. So it was fun to dive back into my own personal abyss and conjure that up again.
What is it like as a Korean American actor to be a part of this show that celebrates AAPI representation, and what is it like for you to watch this show soar?
It is nice, if I could put it in a simple way. It's refreshing. We've come a long way, I think, just in terms of representation, and I try not to approach my craft as an Asian American actor. I'm just an actor, but I am aware of film history, and going back as far as like 1920, Broken Blossoms by D.W. Griffith, which is also alternatively titled Molly and the Yellow Man, and the Yellow Man's played by a white guy in yellowface, and you fast forward to Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is a wonderful movie, and I fell in love with Audrey Hepburn. and yet Mickey Rooney as Mr. Yunioshi is quite cringe to watch, and that kind of casual erasure of the humanity that exists in me and other people that look like me, going from there to where we are now, it feels good. But I do think that this is not the end. I think we have yet to make our own breakfast at Tiffany's, but also I just think we're past the point of being like, look at us, we are Asian American and we're good actors or we're good filmmakers. I think it's just like, we make some dope stuff, and if you're privy to that, it's great.
What is the next dope stuff that you are going to make? What's next for you, Young?
There are some conversations being had, but it's very open-ended, and I just hope my next dope project will be just full of challenges and opportunity for me to grow as a human and as an actor. Can't say what that would be for sure, but I guess we'll find out soon.
Congratulations on Beef. It is unhinged in the best way possible, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
One thing's for sure, it's going to be dope. Our thanks to Will for bringing us that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.